What's up with it, bro?
What's up, my brother? What's up, big dog? How you feeling?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
So,
What brings you out here to St. Louis?
bringing that Protect Your Energy tour. You know what I'm saying? We bringing that light, that love. You know, good vibes, big energy. You feel me? Pressure.
Yeah. Now, we just gonna start from the beginning. You was born in St. Lucie County.
Well, people say that. You know, that's like my second home. My grandmother lives there. My grandmother, grandfather, also my pops stay in that area as well. But I was born in Fort Lauderdale Hospital.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But grew up in Deerfield for sure.
Yeah, and that's part of the Broward County, right?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah. For a person who's never been there, how would you describe the area?
I would describe it rough. You know what I'm saying? I describe it inspiring. You feel me? Small. Everybody know everybody type thing. You feel me? Dangerous. But also a lot of love, also a lot of play, also a lot of learning, you know what I'm saying? Very rugged environment, people are hustling, people are trying to figure out ways, you know. Could be a crab in the bucket type environment depending upon where you are, you know what I'm saying, and what you into. So that's the type of energy, man.
Yeah.
Very gritty city, for sure.
I know like a few known rappers like Kodak, you know, Rod Wave, and even Ross kind of came out that area as well.
Yeah.
Now I know you originally
more
had...
so Kodak.
Huh?
More so Kodak.
More so Kodak. Yeah.
Kodak like one of ours. He Broward County, so I did feel Kodak was pumping him. But that's all like, you know, Ross more so like Miami. You know what I'm saying? But just to separate those.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I know you originally had football dreams up until like an injury or something happened with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And it was at the point that you decided you wanted to start the rap.
You know what? I feel like that was like that was my plan B rather. You know what I'm saying? Like football has always been my plan A for sure. But when I hurt my knee, it was that plus the ecosystem that I was in. I feel like, you know, just not being inspired. I feel like enough not being poured into, you know. So I think that played a part in it. But I think, yeah, you know, music was my second choice though for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's what I picked up.
And you started your career with Dollars and Deals, and you began to build your buzz around the city.
Yeah.
When exactly and how exactly did you come about meeting DJ Khaled?
Oh man, this was, man, back then, you know, we had our label situation running, you know what I'm saying? We had verbal agreements, contracts that we had signed, you know what I'm saying? Verbally, we like, look, we're going to do this, right? We're going to go to these concerts. So by then, we had already been working. Khaled was on, you know, doing something with the radio station. We wanted to be a part of it. We went up to the radio station. He felt like it was a good opportunity. I didn't at the time, but he felt like it would be. So I said, all right, cool, let's do it. Went up to the radio station. It was just really, I feel like maybe just universe just spoke at that time. You know what I mean? So literally we did that, and a few weeks later, man, it was history.
Yeah. Now, your first album was Gutter that you released with We The Best. How did it feel? Because it seemed like it happened kind of fast for you.
Yeah, it did.
So how was that feeling, you know, from going from, rapping with a year or so at that time?
I was rapping a few years, you know what I'm saying? Like music was always in my back pocket, so I started like more so in middle school with the writing and trying to make things rhyme and that type of shit. High school, I started painting a picture and getting a whole ideology behind like what rap means and what rap is, you know what I'm saying? And like storytelling and the lyricism behind it. So that was the high school, that was like the high school era for me, man. But shit, that was always the plan. Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, were you DJ Khaled's We The Best first artist?
Yeah.
Did you feel like it was a lot of pressure on you being that first artist?
Yeah.
And with an up and coming company at that too.
Well, I did feel some sort of pressure, absolutely, right? Because it wasn't more so the pressure of the label, more so the pressure of like the position that I was in, you know what I'm saying? Like how big that was to be from a small city, right? And to be the first out my city. Like, so that was more bigger than just the idea of being signed to We The Best. And I knew that was more so pressure, that, and just being able to say like, all right, I got to stick to this to take care of my people, make sure everybody's straight. So that was more so the pressure. Being the first one on the label, I knew like what I was capable of, and I knew that I could grow with it. So it wasn't so much a pressure being with We The Best Music.
No, I'm saying like being like the first artist, maybe just still like it was a new label in a sense.
No, I'm telling you, not even as being the first artist on the label and nothing. Like, it was probably some pressure there, but was it the pressure that I was feeling from my city? Was it the pressure that I was feeling to take care of my people? Nah. But it was some, yeah, there was some level of a little pressure there for sure.
Now you released what 4 studio albums under We the Best, with the last one being Trials and Tribulations, and it was like a joint collab with Cash Money Records also as well. Yeah. Why was that your last album, and how did the split go between the We the Best and Cash Money at the time?
Well, that was my last album because I decided to want to move and shift my career and my thing. I wanted to grow my thing separately. You know what I'm saying? I think that was ultimate. I think that was like miscommunication, you know, with just a lot of things. We both were learning, we both were growing, you know, with the situation that we were in and doing the best that we could do at that time. But it just didn't work out. Sometimes relationships and business relationships don't work out. So for me, man, I just, wanted to go out and believe in myself and say, hey, man, look, this is the route that we're going to take. But to me, the reason why that was my last album with him, because I was under that major label situation, and to me, I didn't want to bring back a 5th album until people understood who I was currently. So it's like, this is the new story and the evolution of who I am. Once you fully understand that and what I represent now, then you'll be prepared for an album.
Yeah. Now you are independent, which you Hood Nation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel to be an independent artist? Like, for fully on your own, is it well, I guess more versus somebody starting off, you know, not having no musical background with, as far as the industry.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's more harder for you now without a major label? Or are you, I'm sorry, are you partnering with Empire?
I got a distro through Empire, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, repeat the question again.
Like, do you feel like it's more harder without having a major label pushing you? Or basically, they call it a machine.
I think that it has its difficulties from going from a major label to an independent because of the workload that you have to take on. But the reality is that you benefit much more from being an independent artist rather than being with a major label. You get to have ownership of everything. You just got to put in a lot more work. So the reality is that God is the greatest, but it's also maybe the most challenging thing that you could take on. You know what I'm saying? But I was always a sponge in the game. I've always paid attention. I've always learned. You know what I'm saying? And I put myself back in positions to where I can empower myself and have the, you know, the understanding and the language and the knowledge to be able to represent myself in that way.
Yeah. Now, I hate to bring this up on your Protect the Energy tour, but you know, like the internet conspiracies, they have this thing where they kind of say like Empire, they are associated with a lot of artists who have passed away, like King Vine, you know, Mo3, this go on and on and on. Like, what are your thoughts on that idea that people put out there for like the label Empire?
I have no thoughts about it, really, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't know. We blame a lot. You know, blame to me separates. Pointing fingers separates. I've never had no situation like that, or never felt no energy like that. So yeah, I have no real thoughts about that. Like, I've always done great business with them. The boys have always been solid. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't never been no pressure on my end.
Yeah. Now, on your project, Mr. Hood, you have a track called "Remember the Night," and on there you have a line that say, "Folk who they want me to be, I'm enlightening them, here to inspire the curve, inspire the world." I'm gonna ask you this: do you feel like the music industry pushes a certain narrative or an agenda when it comes to the artists that they promoting or putting in the mainstream?
Yeah, the industry does do that. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you say that?
Because I think that we all can see it. You know what I'm saying? I think we all can kind of go down a list and see that, you know, people are kind of being constructed and being formed in the same way. You know, people are starting to look similar, look the same, make the same thing, sound the same, that type of thing. You know, but I think if you live by the industry standard, that's the industry standard. But I think there's a lot of different standards.
Most definitely. Now, with your recent project, Mine, you have another track on there where you, I think it's the Air War, where you say, ain't nothing more really than healing up this mental damage. And I see that you kind of promote that a lot on your Instagram and through your music as well a lot lately, like as far as staying grounded and staying connected with yourself. And my last question is, would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world?
Peace with myself, war with the world. Every time.
Yeah. For the upcoming artists, what word of advice can you give them?
Believe in yourself. You are your most valuable asset. Learn and understand yourself first. That's what I would say. And the moment you do that, nobody can ever take that power away from you. That's what I think. So I would equip myself with all the knowledge that, I think it's going to be hard and it's difficult. But I think that we find the right people to connect ourselves and make it So I think that's what I would say. I wouldn't say don't do anything until you make yourself the most valuable asset, for sure.
Yeah. I appreciate the time, brother.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah.
You got one more question? Go ahead, ask.
I got one more question, man. What are your thoughts on the recent, I guess, controversy with Kanye West, as far as with the him wearing the White Lives Matter shirt and the narrative that they're trying to play with it against the Black Lives Matter, it's a whole different thing as far as the message behind it, regardless of what they say is a scam and all that. What are your thoughts on just people attacking Kanye West for? He said it's a fashion statement. What are your thoughts on that personally?
About people attacking him, I don't think that.
For him even wearing the shirt.
Man, you know what? I think Kanye is hurt. I think he's hurt. And I just think that's just what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? I think when you could be battling internally with different things, you know what I'm saying? And you can just seek so much validation from the outside world and people, right, to kind of get you right? So that's what I would say, man. I ain't gonna tear Kanye down. I think Kanye is, in the odd way, doing the very best that he can with what he got working up, you know what I mean, in his mind. So I think, I got compassion around that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I done lost people. I done seen people in vulnerable states like that. So, I don't really joke with stuff like that, and I can see the real pain through the, I think just through that, just through that surface level shit. So, I do think that White Lives Matter shit is weird. I think that's weird that he doing that. I think a lot of stuff he does is just different. You know what I mean? But again, man, he do what he do. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Yeah.
Good day. Appreciate your time, good.
Appreciate you,
again, brother. Enjoy your night tonight here in St. Louis.
Yes, sir.
Take your energy.
You already know.